This is a game changer, but you must gamify. In this episode, I'm going to address how to teach being responsible and accountable. This is probably one of the biggest game-changing features, benefits that I've ever come across as we teach our children and grandchildren and even our employees how to deal above the line. So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've been helping many people now for more than 48 years optimize their assets, minimize taxes, and empower what I call their authentic wealth. And so my approach is a little bit different. On this channel, we call it three-dimensional wealth because we focus on all three dimensions of authentic wealth. Only one of them has to do with money. See, true or authentic wealth, really the assets that most people value or cherish the most is our family, our health, our values, our beliefs, our wisdom, our knowledge. And sometimes we ignore those, or we do not know how to capture and leave behind to those that we care about, our children and grandchildren, the knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. And sometimes we ruin some of them by just dumping a bunch of money in their lap and taking away opportunities from there. So on this channel, I talk a lot about how to balance your life. And in this particular episode, I'm going to share with you one of the game-changing concepts that I learned from one of my mentors, Marshall Thurber, who learned this from one of his mentors, Dr. Edwards Deming. So I'm going to sort of explain why this is critical at first and how we teach this to our kids and grandkids at our annual family vacations with a purpose and our annual grandpa's camp. So here we go. The secret that I disclose in this particular segment of one of our educational events called Retire by Design, and at the end I'll show you how you can enroll in one of these virtual online courses, is that you want to lead your family, lead from the front by example. And so you lead your legacy using powerful principles, tried and proven concepts, and leadership tools. Now, for those who subscribe and come through my Legacy by Choice events, I actually have 22 tools, and they range from tools that you put on your tool belt that you might use very often, like once a week or maybe once a day, and those tools that are in a tool box that you'll pull out once a month or maybe once every quarter, and then those that you put in a tool shed because they're seasonal. You use them once a year to set your New Year's goals or resolutions or what have you. And so we have all of these tools, and just so that you understand what they are, one is called a Better Life Circle, have a better life. Another one is called a Solution Formulator. And one of our favorite tools for our kids and grandkids that we do at our grandpa's camp every year with our teenage grandkids and older. We have the Project Clarifier. We also have the Opportunity Breakthrough, the Gratitude Amplifier, the Appreciation Accelerator, and so forth. And I actually cover all of these on this very channel. So if you're curious, I would recommend that you subscribe to this three-dimensional wealth channel. You just click on the link below, but click the little bell because then you'll be notified every time I post a new educational video. I have over 500 on this channel, but I post a new one almost on a daily basis. And share this one with those that you care about, but stay with me. You're going to see why this has been a game-changing principle that we gamified in our own family. Let's go through and explain how we do this. Now, my wife, Sherry, and I, we have 6 children and 20 grandkids. And for years, we've been conducting family vacations and retreats with a specific purpose. We do this with all of our family, but one of the best traditions we started about 10 years ago is our annual Grandpa's Camp. And I actually have another video on this channel that will tell you about what this is and the format and how we do that. And it's also in a book that I'll gift you at the end of this video. At our annual Grandpa's Camp, we always teach this principle and we gamify this on our family vacations and at Grandpa's Camp, and it has been a huge life-changing, game-changing concept for every one of our family members. So here we go. In the book Entitlement, Abolition, I talk about this concept, and it's found in chapters 7 and 8, and that's how you can learn how to have family vacations and grandpa's camp. This concept, I again credit to Dr. Edwards Deming. Now, Dr. Deming, if you don't know who I'm talking about, is the total quality management engineer that transformed Japan to the quality they put out today in electronics and automobiles compared to when I was a kid. Anything made in Japan was junk or cheap. Now, I'm an old geezer. I'm in my 70th year. But see, back in the 1970s, Deming warned Chrysler, Ford, and GM, you better shape up on predictable quality. You're not going to be the big three someday. And they laughed at him. And then a consumer report came out, and it actually said, if you want the best chance of not having a lemon of a car, make sure you buy one that was built on a Wednesday. And people go, what? Yeah, it's because people would go to the factories on Monday. They would have hangovers from the week. They weren't focused, and they would make a lot of mistakes on the assembly line. And so the cars had more mistakes that were built on Mondays. Tuesdays were better. Wednesdays were the best cars because people were in the flow. They were focused. On Thursdays, they started to get trunky for the weekend. Fridays, it was all over, so it was like a bell curve. And they actually proved this in the consumer report, and so people were going to the dealerships and saying, I only want to buy a car that's built on a Wednesday. You either have to substantially discount this car if it was built on Monday or Friday, and I want a huge discount, or else I want you to go through it and warranty it. It created havoc. Well, that was because Deming predicted that. So he went to Japan and said, you're the laughingstock of the world. You need to shape up on quality. Well, guess what? He met with Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and so forth. Now, who are the big three? In fact, in Korea, where I lived 2 years, Hyundai, who also honors the Deming Award, the most coveted award there in Asia, overtook Toyota with Hyundai, became the #1 selling automobile in the world for the money. And that's all Deming. Now, Deming said this. He taught many principles, and I have learned 3 or 4 that were life-changing for me. But this is the most powerful that he taught Marshall Thurber, who was one of my mentors. He was a Fortune 500 company consultant. He said, Mr. Thurber, unfortunately in the world today, a lot of people deal below the line, and he drew a line across the flip chart. And he said the lowest one is the zone of blame, always blaming why they can or cannot or did not do something. One rung up on the ladder is justification, justifying why they did or did not or can or cannot do something. Or one rung up on the ladder is shame. Oh, I was never taught that. I don't have any money. Well, no, I've never understood that. I'm just a slow learner. Deming said, it doesn't matter which zone you choose to hang out in, it's all an absolute waste of time, energy, money, resources. It's only when you deal above the line that you progress. What is above the line? It's 2 words. It is responding to any curveball life throws at you with all your ability. Now, when we teach this to our kids and grandkids, it's basically, no matter what happens, don't take the victim role. Oh, poor little me, don't end up down here. Don't be a clam on the bottom of the ocean waiting for other people to, for the plankton to float to you or somebody else to give you something or bail you out. No, be proud that your Creator is giving you this opportunity to grow by overcoming this struggle. You want to deal above the line. You want to respond with all your ability, and a higher power will make up the difference, is the way we teach it to our kids and grandkids. So this is to yourself, but this is to others, okay? You need to have accountability to others in your life. When you deal above the line, being responsible and accountable, then you progress. And so Deming said, Marshall, you're a Fortune 500 company consultant. Go out and gamify this. And so he said, call it the $2 rule. So Marshall went out to a Fortune 500 company and created posters of this, and they were everywhere on every floor of this corporate building. And he said, for 90 days, we're going to play this game. You will come with $1 bills in your money clip or your purse. And anytime in the next 90 days, anybody, we're going to pull off the stripes. Everybody's on equal playing field. But anytime anybody deals below the line in one of these 3 zones, anybody else in this company, up to subordinate to a superior, can say, Was that $2? And if you agree, oh, I'm sorry, I was dealing below the line, you voluntarily contribute $2 and put it in a jar. And they had several jars throughout the company, and they were going to collect the money. And after 90 days, they were going to donate what they collected to a charity. I think it was a children's hospital. In 90 days, they collected over $250,000. That charity got this huge contribution. But guess what happened to the productivity of the company when everybody started to be more cognizant about dealing above the line? It went through the roof. So they played the game the rest of the year. It was the most profitable year they'd ever had. And everybody got this huge bonus and raise because everybody started dealing above the line. So we do this in our own family. How? Well, at our family vacations with a purpose or grandpa's camp, we teach the same thing. So for example, if we're in Maui, one of our favorite places we go every other year, and we're going to go scuba diving. If we're getting ready to get on the scuba diving boat and I were to look at our kid and say, Mindy, that's our 5th child, where's your snorkel, mask, and fins? If she were to say, well, Dad, I would have remembered, but Aaron was bugging me, so I forgot. Blame, $2. She knows she has to contribute $2, and we collect it and we donate it to a charity, or else we go out and have Sundays at the end of the week or whatever, but we gamify this. If she were to say, well, Dad, yesterday we were snorkeling at Black Rock and I broke the strap. It wouldn't have done any good to bring my mask or my fins, that the strap was broke. Well, you should have reminded us back at the dive shop, we would have bought a new strap. $2, doesn't matter. If she were to say, well, Dad, you know me, you have to remind me, I'm always forgetting. Now she's in the zone of shame. It's a waste. $2. Now, if I say, where's your snorkel, mask, and fins? And Mindy says, I am so sorry, I apologize. Everybody, here's some sweet rolls and guava nectar on me. I'm gonna pay the driver, go back and get my snorkel, mask, and fins. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. Listen, we'll go out for macadamia nut hot fudge sundaes tonight on me. Will you please forgive me? Now, how do we feel about Mindy? Yeah, she's dealing above the line. This is a game-changing concept, and so we use it with our family, our kids, our grandkids. We use it with our employees at our office. We have the $2 jar in our office, and anybody can say, Doug, was that $2? And I will cough it up if I was dealing below the line. So if this is making sense, teach responsibility and accountability by using the $2 rule and gamify it and see the difference it will make in your life. This is what we do in order to empower those that we care about. And this is probably one of the single most important principles that we've ever taught. So if you want to learn more, you can go to entitlementabolitionbook.com and you cover a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I'll cover the rest of that. I'll fire out a copy of this book. It's explained in here, but also in my financial book, The Laser Fund, you go to laserfund.com and you do the same thing and you can claim a free copy of this 300-page book. There's actually an opportunity to have the book bundle, but this is what I would encourage you to do. Read and learn. There's also options there to watch and learn, listen and learn, but there are regular courses that we teach online, and you save a substantial amount in tuition when you subscribe. So go to 3dimensionalwealth.com and do that. And when you do, the event called Retire by Design is a 6-hour course that will help you understand all of this. This is just one little snippet in this episode that I teach in that 6-hour Retire by Design course. So be sure and subscribe for that so you can learn and empower those that you care about.